Hey everyone, it's John Heath here again for Milton Rose Learning with another Let's Learn video on an extract from the Prelude by William Wordsworth. Okay, so we're getting all romanticism here. So we're going to look at some of the key context that you need to know. We'll have a little bit of a poetry reading just on the extract from the Prelude, and then we will break it down with some of the key poetry annotations that you need to know, which can go straight into your anthology. So hopefully this should be really useful for you. Okay, so first off then, let's look at the key context for you. So first off then, we've got romanticism and nature. So the poem reflects romantic ideals because they were all about nature and they wanted to return to a pre-industrial society. And it emphasises the power of nature to inspire and to shape the human mind and spirit. Nature is a very powerful force to the Romantics, probably more powerful than most people give it credit for. So you need to really understand, when he talks about mountains and lakes and things like that, they have very powerful symbolism. Then the autobiographical elements in the poem. Wordsworth draws on his own experiences, using the boat journey almost as a metaphor for his own personal growth and self-discovery. Okay, so when he gets in that boat and he goes on this little boat journey, he's not just rowing a boat and having a nice time. It's as that metaphor for his personal growth and the personal journey that he's going on in his own life. Okay, so really try and get your head around that symbolism before you start kind of reading the poem. Then the last one is reflection and memory. So the poem explores how memory and reflection of past events shape our identity and our understanding of the world. In some ways, Wordsworth will probably say we are our memories. Okay, we are our experiences, and by reflecting on them, that kind of shapes our identity for the future. Okay, very profound, almost psychoanalytical point there, that we are actually our memories and our experiences. Okay, those are three of the best contextual points. There are others, but I would just be using those as launch pads now to further your own research. And then let's have a little look at this poem, and we're going to do a little bit of a poetry reading here. Okay, so first off then, one summer evening, led by her, I found a little boat tied to a willow tree within a rocky cove, its usual home. Straight I unloosed her chain and stepping in pushed from the shore. So he gets in this boat, which we know the symbolism of that, don't we? It was an act of stealth and troubled pleasure, nor without the voice of mountain echoes did my boat move on, leaving behind her still, on either side, small circles glittering idly in the moon until they melted all into one track of sparkling light. But now, like one who rows proud of his skill to reach a chosen point with an unswerving line, I fixed my view upon the summit of a craggy ridge. The summit's utmost boundary far above was nothing but the stars and the grey sky. She was an elfin pinnace. Lustily I dipped my oars into the silent lake. So he's rowing now on this lake, and the lake represents kind of his progression through his own life. And as I rose upon the stroke, my boat went heaving through the water like a swan. When from behind that craggy steep, till then the horizon's bound, a huge peak, black and huge, so a mountain, kind of, as you can see in the image, a mountain emerges. The mountain has a tremendous symbolism. It could symbolise the power of nature, which is more powerful than man could ever hope to be, but it could also represent the threats and the obstacles that Wordsworth would face in his life. As if with voluntary power instinct upreared its head, I struck and struck again, and growing still in stature, the grim shape towered up between me and the stars, and still, for so it seemed, with a purpose of its own, a measured motion, like a living thing, strode after me. With trembling oars now I turned, and through the silent water stole my way back to the covert of the willow tree. So he escapes, this mountain has scared him, and he rows his way back. There in her mooring place I left my bark, and through the meadows homeward went in and serious mood. But after I had seen that spectacle for many days, my brain worked with a dim and undetermined sense of unknown modes of being. Over my thoughts there hung a darkness, call it solitude or blank desertion. No familiar shapes remained, no pleasant images of trees, of sea or sky, no colours of green fields, but huge and mighty forms that do not live like living men, move slowly through the mind by day, and were a trouble to my dreams. So the mountain has really had an impact on him, and he's kind of almost ran away, hasn't he? He's very sad by what he's seen, and it's kind of really created an emotional impact on him. So let's now look at some of the poetry annotations of this quite complex romantic poem, very ambiguous in some ways. So, childhood adventure almost. One summer evening, led by her, I found a little boat tied to a willow tree. Now, the boat is symbolic of childish adventure and human control over nature because he's rowing on the lake. I think that's quite symbolic. And it starts with a very calm setting. It's idyllic, it has a tranquil opening, and that contrasts with the later fear that he feels when the mountain kind of overlooks him. Power and arrogance as well. It was an act of stealth and troubled pleasure. He's doing what he wants by kind of almost stealing the boat and kind of like, going off on his own adventure. Stealth implies or connotes a sense of guilt and wrongdoing. It's undermining his own innocence. He's losing the innocence of youth and childhood. Troubled pleasure. It's an oxymoron, isn't it? And it suggests the dangerous allure of power. He's kind of forging his own way and doing his own thing, but it's dangerous. Okay. Then here you have a wonderful image there. The sublime and the fear of nature. So sublime means it's so powerful and beautiful, it almost makes you feel insignificant. Okay, it's a great adjective to use. A huge peak, black and huge, as if with voluntary power, instinct upreared its head. So we have here the mountain that comes into view. So nature is made monstrous here. It's personified, as you can see. It's alive and threatening. Okay, and it also brings fear, doesn't it? The child realizes his smallness in face of overwhelming natural forces. That you can tell this is a romantic poem because he's overawed by nature. Nature will always be stronger than you. And if you look at the symbolism of the mountain, which I think represents the troubles and the fears that we all have in life, sometimes they get too strong for us. And the mountain kind of is immovable. You can't push it out the way, and it just overreaches Wordsworth, almost like our life's fears are kind of too big for us sometimes. And the mountain has a lasting impact. This experience has a lasting impact on him. A dim and undetermined sense of unknown modes of being. Very ambiguous. I don't fully grasp that meaning. There's so many ways you could read that. But the experience leaves him shaken and reflective, not joyful. He did not enjoy this journey. It's been very, very hard and very, very difficult for him. And it brings a sense of growth. So the transition from innocent confidence to mature awe. He has a maturity by the end of the poem. He's in awe of nature's power, and it will always be more, more powerful than man, or more powerful than humans, I should say. Okay, so a very deep, very philosophical poem there, but a wonderful piece of literature. It's real art. It's a real piece of art, isn't it? Hopefully that's just provided and just started to open the door a little bit on the Prelude. It is a tricky poem, but we've just started to kind of push the door open for you there for that poem, and obviously now you're kind of more ready to study the poem in depth. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and do tap the bell icon so you never miss another Let's Learn video again. Share with all your friends, and please do, if you have any questions or queries, just pop them in the comments and we will reply on YouTube. So it just remains to say thanks for listening. Okay, don't get stealing any boats, and we will see you soon. Take care.